In today's video we will be looking into Huskerrs and his evident use of walls, or ESP radar that is displayed on his left monitor. Also you can see evidence of his aimbot in the first clip, and how similar it looks to the Rage Hacker in my last video. Even though his FOV is at a much lower value, and even though the players are mostly floating in, there is no human aim registered, just a mechanical one. He would like you to think he can just flick from target to target, but it doesn't work to that perfection without aimbot. It clearly sticks to the target even if they're flying in sideways. But that's for another video. Today we will focus on his eyes, and how many times his beady eyes shift left for information. Now, he clearly isn't glancing at his mini-map. The mini-map, as we all know, is top left of his main monitor, which is about a 5 to 7 degree glance left and up. While playing on a 24 to 27 inch monitor, this can easily be accomplished without very much eye movement. Even playing on a 70-inch big screen, you will not look to the left as much as Huskerrs demonstrates. Now, he has his second monitor located just slightly left of his main monitor, so he isn't as blatant as Z-Lefter is when he looks at his second monitor, but he most certainly isn't viewing his mini-map. He is actually shifting his eyes about 40 degrees left. Now, as a machinist who builds helicopter parts, I am very accurate with degrees and angles and dimensions of 1/1000th of an inch. I certainly know 7 degrees, compared to 40 degrees. He is glancing past his mini-map and looking straight onto his other monitor, and he even does this when there is a UAV up. He would rather just look at his ESP radar than the mini-map. Or perhaps, he just has a nude pic of Rihanna on that second monitor, because he can't help but to look at it repeatedly. Even without a UAV up or any gunshots going off or any information garnered by the mini-map, he constantly glances at his ESP radar to locate enemies' position, so he knows where and when to rotate to different locations without getting shot in the back. He just can't help himself from glancing at it, because without it he has no advantage. He or his fans can't say, "Oh, he was just checking out chat," because I show you at one point where he is looking at the chat and says something. Chat is clearly much further left. This was from his live stream about 3 days ago, and he was in a $3,000 tournament with many others. He even claimed there was about 7 people in it that he said were cheaters. This is the kind of hypocrisy that these cheating streamers use to throw off any suspicions. Or they will refer back to the, "Oh, I was just trolling" excuse. Yes, 4th graders fall for these silly immature tactics, but anyone with any intelligence can see right through the absurdity. Now in the tourney he was struggling against players on his level. Lucky to even get 3 or 4 kills for the most part. Mostly because they had the same utensils as he has and he knows it. Whereas in a public match he gets arrogant and knows he has a major advantage and can drop 30 bombs with ease. You can see the frustration in his face while in the tournament, and he even backs down in several gunfights and relocates rather than fight. And it wasn't because of 3K, it was due to the other players have the same advantages as he has. Focus on the eyes, people, the eyes don't lie. Watch him constantly looking at the second monitor before he rotates, before entering a building, while in a gunfight, anything to get an advantage. Seriously, people, quit getting scammed by these streamers using cheats. I'm not jealous, I definitely am not wanting clout or any fame. I'm just tired of the kids getting lied to and being deceived. Scrubs with cheats are all some of these streamers are in reality. Take these cheats away and most of these streamers are on the same level as you and I. I will let the video play out at half speed at times for you to clearly see his eyes lock onto the second monitor. Pay attention to where he is focused on the main monitor and the position of eyes and head. Then ask yourself, do you move your eyes that far left to glance at the mini-map? Be honest with yourself, he is clearly looking past his mini-map and looking further left at the other monitor. I don't know how much more proof you need to realize he is a scammer, liar and cheater. Fans will defend him for many reasons, mainly because they don't like to think they are just as stupid to realize they have been deceived. That they have been manipulated for so long into thinking he is a god at the game. Some will never see the light, even if he is caught red-handed. Some will question the ones pointing out the obvious, and will refuse to believe the truth. They would rather believe the lies, unfortunately. Especially when they have so many other big streamers cheating as well, Yet they stand united to deflect any accusations, and this is why so many are deceived. I have answered many questions in my other videos to why they're not being banned, and some excuses they use, but we will continue to cover more on these in future videos. Deep down the streamers know we're accurate in what we're saying, but of course they don't want to give up their reputation, and the absurd amount of money they're making. They also know they have a million little Timmies with low IQs on their side to defend them. So they will just laugh it off and continue on their merry way deceiving and cheating. Yet there's a reason none of them have shown full proof of them not cheating. Because they can't. Yet it would be so very easy for them to prove us all wrong. Just as at BBB stated in his video of them showing all 3 monitors, and allowing him to fly himself down there to watch and record a few hours of gaming being played in a monitored setup. They refuse because they would be shown to be a fraud, and they would absolutely get shit on in a legit game. Some of the fanboys are so ignorant with their excuses, it boggles my mind. They will say stuff like, well, he plays 8 hours a day, or you're just a bot, or your KD is trash. So you don't know what's possible or not because you suck at the game. When in reality some people don't care about KD, they're just playing to have fun. Some are leveling up different weapons that have no attachments, or going for camo challenges. Some people are just learning how to quickscope with a sniper, or using a knife only to have fun. Of course these types of players will have a low KD, because they're not playing for KD. That doesn't mean that they're stupid, or that they're not good at the game, just means they have a difference in what they're doing to enjoy the game. Doesn't mean they are bots because they play different than you. I know people who snipe only and they have so much fun even if they end up going 12 and 15. These silly excuses we get from the fanboys are filled with stupidity, and are not answers to our questions. They're just throwing shit into a fan and wondering why they are getting covered in it. But if you still think he is legit, then I guess you're okay with being deceived and okay with having no common sense. Because only 4th graders and those of IQs similar to will think he is legitimate. Stop being deceived and open your eyes, my friends. Just don't look left, wink wink, unless you have a nude pic of Rihanna, of course. So thanks for viewing, and we will see you on our left monitor. Oops, I mean next video. Stay tuned and stay gold.